Some of you might remember the Blood Pack series we done a month ago, where we decided to create the perfect Vulture and the perfect Krogan. Well, this, I guess, is going to be the conclusion of it. So we have Grunt, who is our main character. This is Naked Brutality, Combat Extended, and Ironman. Because that makes it all fun. It was supposed to be a minor surgery. Just an hour under anaesthetic, you felt totally safe. Now you've woken up inside a drop pod, punching through the atmosphere of a distant Rimworld. Aside from a slick of mysterious goo all over your body, you are totally naked. With no preparation, no supplies, no tools, can you survive? Now this is the plan, and I guess a part of the fluff. So we have Grunt. Now any of you that play Mass Effect will understand who Grunt is and what Grunt is. Say hello, Grunt. Nice. What it is Okira has created the perfect Krogan. The perfect Krogan being Grunt. So if we go over his stats, 5 across the board in everything, double burning passion, everything. He's very neurotic, he's sanguine, he's beautiful, he's efficient, he's restful, and he is tough. And because he is that grown, he has the sleever type worker, which gives 50% movement and manipulation, and then sleeve type quality, which then also adds minus 15% pain, plus 20% part efficiency, plus 10% movement, plus 10% manipulation, plus 10% sight, and 20% blood filtration. And also being Krogan, he has pain 70%, total bleed factor of 70%, natural healing factor of 600, and food poisoning chance of 30%. So he is a bit of a beast. So Akira has sent him off by himself, naked, in the middle of a hostile Rimworld, to see if this is the perfect Krogan, and if the Krogan can survive. And I guess that is the headcanon and the fluff. Had a little look around the map, and I'm just going to throw it out there. This map is a little bit broken. So we go over here, and there is 1,197 components off the bat, 45 advanced components, 190 mech healer serums, and then bionic spine and persona core. Decent little map we got here, but because this is meant to be Naked Brutality and not let's go load up on everything, go to the trader and become fully equipped in the first episode, we are going to re-roll the map, and let's just choose the first random one. And this is now the map that we have ended up on. A little bit more like it. So if we zoom out, a decent setup. We can put a very comfortable base into this section with area to grow plants and stuff. If we get to that point, it's going to be fairly easily defensible because we're going to be able to force everything through this bit and then put a whole bunch of cannons and turrets down. We are playing with all of the Rimeffect mods, which are all updated so they can play with Combat Extended. Only caveat to this one and the Asari is that we have reintroduced the Doom mod pack. Reason for that is they have some seriously good bionics, which we want because we want to see how broken we can get Grunt. Already pretty broken, but I'm sure we can break him even more. And with that over, about a 6-minute intro, let's get on with the episode. And the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to chop down some wood. With the wood being chopped down, we are then going to be able to use it to create a bow. With a bow, we can start hunting some wildlife because Krogans eat twice as much food as anyone else. So that being said, a problem with Naked Brutality is running out of food at the start of the game until we can get your first crop harvest in. And Krogans are not particularly great at planting or plant work, has to be said. But off the back of this, what we can do is we go production, we go crafting spot, drop this down, and let's make... Okay, so stone arrows, they are going to be fine. We need to make a short bow. So 10 wood there, and then off the back of that, we are going to need a whole bunch of stone arrows. Yeah, let's do that 4 times. You get onto this, and let's get ready to make a bow. Is it going to be any good? No. Will it help us? Yes. So we can start getting some food. Krogans have a very low chance of actually getting food poisoning, so we're going to be able to eat it raw. Only thing that I did see on the map that might be quite useful, if I can find it, is over here they do have an electronic stove, some herbal medicine, and 34 packaged fibre mills. They will spoil pretty soon. So that being said, actually, no, we will start with the hunting just to get his skills up, and we're also then going to need to start trying to make a little house for him. So maybe wall in across here, then it's already got the walls around it, that's going to be fine. And poor quality, kind of to be expected. When we get attacked, we're probably done, has to be said. So equip the bow, equip the arrows, And let's go hunt. Cassowary is probably a terrible idea, but I reckon a chinchilla, we should be able to do that. And get on this. Oosh, Grunt, you're a beast with a bow. This might take a little while. Come on, let's hunt it down, let's take it out. Alright, 1 shot, 1 kill. Fine. So we got food there, that will spoil in 2.5 days. We've also got those survival, well not survival meals, but simple meals that we just saw. And off the back of that, let's clear a slightly larger area. Get him a room sorted. And first things first, in any survival situation, you need a horseshoe pin. Everybody knows that. Then we go into zone, stockpile zone. It doesn't need to be a big one. And then from there, let's go into walls. And I think we just come across for now. We haven't got the most amount of resources, but this will do. This is going to be everything. Our storeroom, our bedroom, our kitchen. Actually, kitchen we'll probably just put in the side there and the research room off here. But details, let's get on with it. We'll start with a double bed, and then we can turn this into a nice big bedroom. Having a big bedroom is going to give him a better mood buff, so that is going to keep him happy. He does have sanguine, so he should be alright for a while. Food is starting to run low, so we'll allow the chinchilla, put it onto haul urgently, so after he's done this roofing, he'll get onto that, then he'll be able to eat it. And once that bed's made, and the horseshoe pin's done, I think we start planting some crops. Got him just to pick it up and eat it. Now, I'm not sure if that will fill him up. Okay, so it only went up to 84. So that's something that we need to keep an eye on. And then if we go here, eating speed 118%, hunger rate modifier 100%, which actually doesn't tell us particularly much. But we got a bedroom in, there is a snake in there. Wall this area off, then we'll have our own storeroom. Horseshoe pin. This is going okay so far. Not amazing, but it is going alright. And that is going to be more than enough rice for a Krogan. So let's go 7x12. And we'll have this on rice on the first harvest. Then for the second harvest, we're going to go with spuds. And then we're going to change the first grow zone over to potatoes after that harvest has come in. For the simple reason, the rice will grow faster than the spuds. They yield more, but they require more work for the amount of yield. So, you start with rice, then we swap out to potatoes, and we should be looking pretty sweet. First thing in the morning, we're going to have Grunt run over and get these simple meals. Spoil in 1.8 days now, and then we're also going to take the herbal medicine in. And seeing as we're over here, we might as well claim this, uninstall that, and also the heater claim and uninstall. We could do something with the slate walls, but I think for the moment, if we just get that in, and then we carry on with our harvest over here. He has started on the spuds, which is fine, they'll take longer to grow anyway, and then once they're up, we don't really need to worry too much. This is going to be way more than enough food, but if we can get some power and then some refrigeration on that, it's going to be easier to have more food at the start than less. And we just then not have to worry too much, get him to cook a whole bunch of food. Off the back of that food, we can just have him researching, so we can get some mini turrets in. Seeing as there is a snake in our base, or a slippery snake, I think we should take it out. Because once that food runs out and then that gets hungry, it will try to hunt old Grunt. Okay, 1 hit. Bleeding out in 22 hours. Can we get anything else on it? Come on, Grunt. You got this. Bleeding out in 1 hour. Sweet. We're also going to be able to eat that. Well, not quite yet, but we soon will be able to. So we'll let that die. Then that will take a couple days to rot. And then just before it rots, if we butcher it down, then we're going to have a little bit more meat. So that's going to work out pretty well for us. We'll need to figure out if we can navigate this properly, because if we can, that might actually make a very good choke point. Because anything coming across that is going to be slowed down. Then we dig turrets into the side. And for the start of the game, that as a kill zone might not be the worst idea. Unfortunately, the 27 simple meals have rotted away. A little bit of a shame. We do have 300 odd wood, and we do have some visitors coming through from the Asari. So we will let Grunt rest up for a bit, and then hopefully they stick around by morning, and then we send Grunt out and do some trading. Will they have anything? Probably not, but then, you know, if they do have something, that is going to be huge for us, because we don't even have clothes right now. And for what they have, nothing that's super useful, and they're not willing to buy anything that we've got. Now, Grunt is getting hungry again, so he's going to chomp on that snake, and he's back up to 100% on the food. Digging this area out to put the research bench in, but we are out of steel. Now, we're not going to need a massive amount, but if we start taking it from over here, give him something to do, get some skills up, and then also have a little stockpile of steel for when we need it. I think for the first lot of research, we probably will go batteries. Batteries is normally a solid opener. Then from batteries, we're going to need to go into machining and smithing so we can get the loading bench. And moving across, we'll go into gun turrets. There's going to be a lot of research and a massive time investment, but if we can get them up, we should be in a good situation. Once more, we have found another chinchilla, so it is time to go hunt our dinner. Shooting is still only at 5, but he did get it first time. Actually, no point putting on hold urgently, we don't have a dumping stockpile, so consume the chinchilla. And that will take his food up probably to about 90%. With it up in about 90%, that's like another day's worth of food. Then from there, soon as we are starting to move this way, we'll wall this section off, cancel that, put a door in, and we're going to need to start working on getting a butchering spot. And how far off is the rice? Rice is only 27% grown, so it's going to take a little bit longer. As for the spuds, they're on 23%. Not to be underestimated, but we have a mad tortoise coming at us, which is just over here, Manhunter at the moment. If we can take this down, that will be another meal for another day. Unfortunately, we don't have much range on the boat. Tortoises aren't super quick, but they are fairly tough, and they can bite pretty hard. So, treat with a little bit of respect, because we got virtually no medical supplies, and if this goes wrong, we've got no one to actually heal Grunt up. So yeah, just bounced off his armor. Amazing. This is not going great. We could just get him to punch it, but yeah, again, will we even get through? Well, one way to find out. Go punch a tortoise. Okay, we're doing more damage to the tortoise than it's doing to us, but it turns out, yeah, fairly tough. We need to give Grunt a actual melee weapon if we're going to go start punching the local wildlife. But we got it. Okay, do you want to go finish off? And then go and consume. Consume tortoise. We got 5 herbal medicine. So hopefully we can get him healed up before he gets an infection. We do have a good immunity gain speed, but it's not going to be amazing. With the 600% healing factor, most of these wounds are starting to get better. So we had 16 hours on bleed out, we're now up to 23, and these are going down fairly quickly. Also has blood rage, which is a nice quirk of the old Krogan. It means the more damage they are, the angrier they get, and the faster they move. But Krogans also have a -5% to movement off the bat. We did have some components, compact components in the base, so we broke those down, which has now given us enough components to get this wind turbine up. With this wind turbine, we're going to be able to put some coolers in, and with those coolers, we're going to be able to keep things frozen. If things are frozen, they're not going to spoil. If they don't spoil, then we're going to be able to keep them for longer, and I think resources are going to be an issue. Now, wind turbines aren't amazing. They're decent, but as you can see, blocked by palm trees, so it's not going to work. For this, what we're going to do is we're just going to build a grow zone around it, and then this grow zone is going to be for the old hill root. Okay, can't actually grow it, so let's go cotton. And then the other side is also going to be for cotton. Cotton's fairly easy to trade, most people will buy it, and it sells for a decent amount. Not a massive amount, but a decent amount. So that's going to give us a income. This actually could be massive. So transport pod has crashed and has dropped to Vulture. Now these stats would be good for just about anyone. But Vulture's stats are never this good. So as you can see, the Vulture is only 7 years old. Their life expectancy is only about 20 years. And now this Vulture heals even quicker than the Krogan. So this is going to be back up super soon. So what I'm thinking, because having an extra Vulture would be quite nice, we're going to put the sleeping spot there, turn that to medical, get Grunt, and he's going to try and run down and rescue this Vulture before it gets back up. So basically, if you don't kill a Vulture outright, all they do is they just get up and walk off the map. And dropped a pistol. That's amazing. So we're going to have a pistol with 10 rounds of ammunition. 10 rounds isn't much. Actually, he's got 50 rounds on him as well. That is a very, very nice start. If we can get the Vulture and that pistol, yeah, this is a very good start to episode 1. And just like that, the Vulture has joined us. So Grunt, stop what you're doing. The Vulture's going to be fine. You go back and pick up that pistol. And Gagalish, I guess is your name. Drop those rounds of ammunition. Now, the problem with Vultures is they have a inbuilt trait that makes them bad at just about everything. The other side is what makes them really good is they're not concerned about clothing. So you can make them wear whatever you want and they'll be happy. But they generally fail on basic tasks even if they have really good stats. So right now, I think our best bet is we are going to use him for crafting. The reason we're going to use him for crafting is so he can start breaking down some of these granite chunks. With those granite chunks broken down, we can change out the walls in this base. Because everyone knows if you have a wooden base, it will burn down. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So stonecutter's table to here. Then from there we go and put a dumping stockpile zone in. Yeah, that'll do. Forbid everything other than chunks. And then Gagalish is going to start working on those. This is a good start for us. Since it looks like you'll be here for a while, Grunt thinks you should give your faction a name. What should it be called? We'll go with Grunt's clan. That seems something that a Krogan would call it. And for the settlement name... we're going to go for New Chachonka. That works for me. We were about to go out hunting, and then we found a cassowary that is already dead on the ground. And it looks like it probably got killed off by the panther. So I'm thinking... we go shoot a panther with a pistol and see what happens. I don't think it's going to turn out well for us, but these things you don't know unless you try. And this is Grunt's rite of passage, so I think it's only fair that he shoots a panther with a pistol. Or maybe not. Okay, come this way. Go and shoot it. Done 20% and it's bleeding out in 9 hours. We can just leave that be, or we can just go up and shoot it again. But this pistol is super short range. Like, super, super short. You basically have to stand next to it. Come on. Awesome. Now that gives us food for a couple days. Not a crazy amount of food, but a nice amount. Then Gagalish. He's already off there working. And Grunt is at 3% food, so just go and consume that. And then the next one, ideally, we will have the butchering spot set for, and with that butchering spot, we're going to be able to break it down into actual food. We'll get more food if we break it down than if we just consume them raw. And we have Roxy's Confederation coming in. Not super well equipped, but it's not exactly like we got much in the way of kit ourselves. I think Grunt should be able to do this pretty much by himself, so we're going to draft him, send him down, and see if we can't kite them and shoot them with a pistol. If we can keep them alive and strip them of their kit, then we should have some clothes. Do you actually... No, he's not wearing clothes, he's just got a tribal backpack and herbal medicine. Would you be good for the colony? Nope, you are sickly in a rainforest. That's a very bad thing. Chemical interest is a no, but psychopath, night owl, and pretty are all good traits. Now, would you have anything that would make you useful? Not really. And what are you looking like for gear? He has a cloth tribal wear. Yeah, nothing super useful, but we'll just go shoot them down anyway. And if we come along here, they have to come towards us, and then they'll be stuck behind the rocks. And Grunt, when you're ready. Bleeding out in 19 hours. Pull back a little bit and run and gun. Oh, he's not running and gunning. Come on. That mate you will drop soon. Move back again. Cool down. Not too worried about that one, and let's strip him off. Now, what traits did you have? Misandrist and Gifted. Okay, not a problem. Having a look around, and we found some banana trees. So, banana trees are going to be good because it doesn't take ammo to hunt them, and we get bananas. And a decent amount, 100, what was that, 171? That should keep us tied over for a little bit. We have got a cooler put in, but the problem with wind power is, well, it's not super consistent. Hence why we are trying to focus down the batteries, which we're about halfway through. From there we'll go into the smithing, and then if we find ammo, well, a gun, at least we can make ammo for it. That pistol is pretty garbage, but let's expand this zone here. We have the butcher spot set up, that seems to be doing okay, and then when we have ammo we can actually start hunting creatures. Once we can hunt the creatures, we are then going to be able to skin them, and then we can start selling that off to try and make some money. And with money we can buy good things, because if we go onto the world map, we have the UAC right there. Even though they are neutral, they're minus 29 but neutral. And who's this? We've got the Dynasty, and we're here, and then we also up here have the Blue Suns. So we got some people with some pretty decent tech around us. Skin suits will probably be the first thing. We won't be using the Doom weapons, we'll only be using the Mass Effect weapons and the Mass Effect armor. But for the time being, that's what we have. Looks like the stove is going to come in handy pretty early on. So we're just going to drop the stove there. And with that, we're going to be able to start turning, well, the food into actual simple meals. Which means we won't get the debuff from a raw food. Okay, turns out Vultures don't get it, that's fine. Grunt. And he didn't get it either. Anyway, it's more efficient, so we are going to do that. We'll require a component to fix it up, but if I'm not mistaken, we've got a whole bunch of components over here which we can mine out. And the rice harvest is ready to go. Grunt still has a little bit of food left. The Gagalish doesn't actually eat all that much, so we don't need to worry. And then we still have 113 bananas. This is looking okay for us. Combat supplier from the Sorry Union is coming in. So maybe, just maybe, we have something that they'll want to buy. Well, components, always want to buy components. We've got a little bit of steel, and maybe we can get ourselves a gun. They've got ammo, and they do have pistols. And they do have a halberd good rifle, which is pretty awesome. Now, I doubt we're going to be able to get the 1,264 together, and we're definitely not going to be able to afford the armor either. Little bit of a shame. However, how friendly are we with the Asaris? We are on pretty good terms with the Asaris. We're plus 73. And let's go check out these Muffalos. So that's got Alliance helmets and has the halberd in it. With Medigel, Sarge uniforms, FSX. Okay, and silver. That is not bad. This one has the shotguns, some armor, and the ammo. So this might be the better choice. And a bionic amp, which is, yet again, pretty awesome. This is Ironman, so if it goes wrong, this is game over. But what we could do is try to shoot the Muffalo, hope that it bleeds out before they leave, and then maybe we can loot it. If not, we're just going to annoy the Asari, and we're probably dead. And it's a exotic good trader from Security Force. That's not bad. Let's see how tough one of these is. Okay, 64, bleeds out in 6 hours. Let's get another shot. Okay, bleeds out still in 6 hours. Another one, 46, 37, bleeds out in 3 hours. Come on, one more. Bleeds out in 2 hours. Fantastic. Now let's go over here. Let's shoot what did you have? Nothing super useful. That medicine would be quite nice. But we could go shoot this one. Yep, let's go do that. A little bit of a cheesy mechanic, but this is what we need to do to survive. Krogans aren't known for their honesty. 5 hours. Okay, Grunt, you're going to need to chase that one down, because if it leaves the map, this is all for now. Fleeing. Okay, let's get another one. Okay, how long's that got? That's got 3 hours. This one's got 2 hours. Right, that will do. That's the best we're going to get. Don't want to push it too much further. That's on 2 hours, and that's on 2 hours. And they should pass out pretty soon. And then we're going to have kit for both of our colonists and guns. Yeah, I'm liking this start. Look at that. And then we're also going to have food, armor, and they're both good quality, those shotguns as well. Not even mad in the slightest. Well played. Okay, we'll put everything onto allow zone, stockpile zone, and then put this into here because we're going to need more space. And with that, we might as well chuck a wall in just because we can. And that's going to keep Grunt happy in his little bedroom. So now we got Grunt. He's in some light armor, which isn't the best armor in the game, but it is decent. We'll get him to drop the pistol and then get him to reload up. Now, seeing as we have the security force coming in, we can sell this stuff off to them. So, not even mad. Okay, let's see what they want and let's see what they will pay and see if they have anything that we want. Yeah, it's not looking like they want too much of our stuff, or more importantly, the stuff that we don't want. So we'll sell them a few items. The rest of that is we're going to take in. And then also, mufflos means more meat, means more blue leather. And then we also got 292 from that trade, plus all the stuff that's going to be put in here. And Gagalish, I think we'll give him the bionics. Not that that's like a thing, giving Vulture bionics, but I reckon we should do it just because it's going to be funny. Gagalish over here, pick up that bionic amp, and I want to see what you get. Okay, no, you picked up, you didn't use it. That's my bad. Use bionic amp. And what did you get? Bionic pull. That could be quite useful because you, sir, are getting a shotgun. With the Eclipse coming in, they might be willing to buy some more stuff. I think it's because we had a lot of the stuff picked up at the time. We did get 11 Glitworld medicine. We also got Medigel as well, which is pretty huge. They can have our armor piercing rounds. We want to keep hold of the Prometheum and the FSX. That stuff we'll need later on. But as for kit that they're willing to buy, not a massive amount. And they don't really have anything that we want either. Buterians have shown up, which they are a combat trader. They do have some stuff. We will sell them the Strength Enchanter, because that's really not going to be super useful to us, plus 20% melee damage. We won't really be using melee too much. We do have the shotgun and the pistol, but we are going to keep hold of them at the moment. But we are picking up 346 incendiary rounds. They are super awesome. And yeah, nothing else really to sell. Cool, so that brings us out at 594 profit. Seeing as Gagalash is only a Vulture, we will give him a room, but we're going to give him a smaller one. Actually, all being said, we can just drop those walls back and then come across here. So, a little bit smaller than the Krogans. Normally, I would just make him a pretty much a cell to live in. But this is early game, and we need to look after our colonists. Also, we need to drop the heat on this overwall cooler. So in here is now -24, so that's going to keep all of that food fresh, which is super sweet. That's going to be our main storeroom here. This is going to be mainly for food, is what I'm imagining is going to be. And not a bad start for episode 1.